Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and tonight I am going to get this foundation bed planted over here at the Carolina Garden House. Now, I promised myself and my husband that I would not put major gardens house adjacent, just for the simple sake that power washing and painting gets really stressful when you have trees and shrubs house adjacent. But I all summer was just so impressed with how the Phlox Bright Eyes did, and particularly with its pollinator power. And of course, I've got a nice big clump of strawberries that I'm hoping will continue to spread as the ground cover. So I decided, because I have these great plants from Carolina Native Nursery, that I would steal a few from the beds that haven't been created yet and pop them into here. So I've decided to take some pink Muhly, 2 clumps of 3, and some Asclepias incarnata, which is a perennial milkweed, and then 5 Phlox Jeana. And I haven't had success with Phlox Jeana, but I'm hoping that this will be the time that it does actually overwinter successfully for me. So this is an east-facing foundation bed. It's gonna get basically morning sun till about 2 p.m. and then be in the shade. As things grow out next year, if this isn't the right collection of plants, I can always transplant them. But for now, I think that it's just gonna kind of make the foundation of this house look a lot more interesting than just being a bare mulch bed. So stay tuned for my progress. And you might be wondering why I'm not taking the pots off. Well, these are decomposable pots, and you see the roots have already grown through, and it's actually would be really hard to pull the plant out. But the whole point of this pot is that it's no waste. So you just literally drop it in your hole and then backfill, and over time the pot will decompose and actually add nutrients and organic matter. And that's just one of the amazing things that I love about Carolina Native Nursery, when they can find a more ecological solution compared to using, traditional plastic pots, they do. And so all of the muhly grass and the Asclepias incarnatas were in these decomposable pots. Now that I have all the perennials planted, my final step is really simple. I'm going to plant a garlic border to help deter animals over the winter season. This includes above ground animals like deer, rabbits, and groundhogs, but also in-ground animals like moles and voles. So garlic is really your first line of defense for deterring problem critters. Now, I have found a bunch of soft neck garlic that I grew last year as I was sorting garlic for the open garden. I stashed all of this soft neck garlic. And the difference between soft neck and hard neck, typically soft neck is better for really warm climates where you don't have a lot of cold chill. It tends to have a stronger flavor, and it lasts longer when you store it inside your house. Another distinguishing factor is it doesn't create a flower scape, it doesn't bolt. So you don't have flower scapes to remove. I actually look at that as sort of a downside because I think flower scapes are delicious in the spring. But I'm gonna put this soft neck garlic right here along this edge. You see, I've just dug a tiny trench, and I'm basically just going to thumb the cloves right into the ground, just like that. I space them about 1 inch apart, and then I'll just come through and cover them up. And really, in the next couple of days, they will start to grow vegetatively, and they'll grow all winter long until they get harvested, usually in early to mid-June. Well, and just like that, I've got this bed replanted. I think it actually is gonna be really beautiful next summer. And I can always sprinkle in some cool season veggie seeds as the time comes, really like October, November, December. Kind of fill in this open space so that the ground plane is engaged. That will reduce my requirement for weeding, and it'll bring an extra purpose to this landscape during the cool season. And by next summer, all these perennials will really start to fill out, and there won't be as much open space. Well, I hope you'll be inspired to get out to the garden center and plant some amazing native perennials. I cannot tell you enough how impressed I am by Carolina Native Nursery. So if you live within driving distance of Asheville, North Carolina, I highly recommend that you plan a visit to the nursery. They have a retail center where you can shop even if you aren't a landscaper. And I certainly look forward to providing updates to all of you during my weekly garden tours for the seasons to come. Well, thanks so much for watching, everybody, and happy gardening.